It's football time in Oklahoma, at least for one day here in the spring. I'm Ryan Aber from NewsOK.com in the Oklahoman. Here with Brooke Pryor. And Brooke, we finally got to see the OU spring game, which is a little bit different this year, given that it's in the middle of spring practice until at the end. But we did learn some things from the Sooners today, and the number one thing probably is that they're in a much better position at backup quarterback than they were a year ago.
Yeah, no kidding. A year ago this time, the number one quarterback, obviously Baker Mayfield. Behind that, Austin Kendall, a true freshman. Now, OU comes into the spring season with Kendall as a rising sophomore. They've got Kyler Murray, the Texas A&M transfer, who is eligible. They've got Chris Robeson, a true freshman. So this quarterback room is looking suddenly a lot more full, and we got a big chance to see what Kyler Murray and Chris Robeson could do today. And it was pretty impressive.
Yeah, you mentioned Kyler Murray. He was able to – we knew about his running skills. He showed those off at Texas A&M as a true freshman a couple years ago. We see them on the OU baseball field most days. But today we really got a sense of how good his arm was. Made some deep throws. There was a couple that got dropped by their wide receivers, which they've got to work on. But Murray's ability to make throws down the field, I think, was one of the most impressive elements to his game today.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you saw, like you said, there were a couple drops, but the backup quarterbacks as a whole, there was that 70-yard pass to Jeffery Mead. That was huge. I can't remember off the top of my head who threw that because they were rolling him in so frequently. But when you see those big plays like that, you wonder how much of that was going to be lost by losing D.D. Westbrook. But you saw, Baker Mayfield attempted a long throw to Marquise Brown. You see that 70-yard pass to Jeffery Mead. That deep ball is there, no matter if it's Baker Mayfield in the game or if something happens and you have to roll in one of these backup quarterbacks.
You talked about the wide receivers. OU is obviously replacing D.D. Westbrook, the Biletnikoff Award winner from last year, but they're also replacing a lot at running back with Samaje Perine and Joe Mixon gone. Now we get to see some of the new blood. We saw Abdul Adams, who played some last year, but we got to see Marcelias Sutton and Trey Sermon today for the first time as well.
And that's right. I was expecting to see a lot out of Trey Sermon. We did see some good things. We saw a lot of power moves. We saw a couple attempts at throwing to him. Looks like those are things that are going to develop over the summer and over the fall camp. But I think the person I was most impressed with was Marcelias Sutton, who's been battling a foot injury, kind of in and out through spring ball. But you saw him really turn the corner, use his blocks well. He scored a touchdown early. So I think for him, this is a huge start in getting him rolling through the fall season.
And Brooke, on the opposite side of the ball, the defense last year, they struggled so much, especially early in the season, at defending the pass, had some problems in the secondary. This year it seems like they're much better off than they were going into last year with Parnell Motley, who is really pushing for a starting spot at the other corner opposite of Jordan Thomas.
Absolutely. With Jordan Parker being injured, this is a huge opportunity for Parnell Motley to come out today and really do some impressive things, and that's exactly what he did on, I think it was the third play of the first drive. He intercepted Baker Mayfield, trying to hit Marquise Brown. To me, that is a huge indicator that, A, Parnell is developing, and B, he's going to go fight for those 50-50 balls. And like Bob Stoops said in the interview room afterwards, he really went up and brought the ball down, and that's huge for his development.
Yeah, another guy in the secondary who we expect big things from, has a chance to play a lot this year, Will Sunderland, and it seems like he's really taken a step. He was there physically last year, not always in the right place at the right time. It seems like he's gotten much better at that so far this spring.
Yeah, absolutely. He's another guy that was able to kind of just be around the ball, like you said. It looked like his positioning was a lot better. Again, Mike Stoops was kind of a little bit tempered in his enthusiasm about his secondary, but you have to give them credit. Their positioning was better. Their open field tackling was better. This does not look like the same secondary that got burned frequently last season.
And one of the problems of the secondary last year was their inability to get much pressure on the quarterback without blitzes. They really had to sell out to force quarterbacks into making quick throws. This year, the move to the 4-3 was made primarily to give them the ability to get pressure on quarterbacks without selling out on the blitz. What was your first impression of that? It seemed like Neville Gallimore especially was freed up. We expect big things from DJ Ward out of this 4-3 and also some of the linebackers.
Yeah, absolutely. You saw Neville Gallimore. He had a sack. He had a tip ball. He was kind of all over the place in a really good way. You also saw Addison Gums have a sack. I think in talking to the guys, they are really excited, like you said, to be freed up after years of playing, head-up tackling. Now they're able to get in there and do the things that they really like to do.
All right, well, let's hear what the Sooners had to say after the red-white game.
There was good execution, both sides, in the way we just mental assignments, positive. Guys played hard, played well. Just really pleased. Nobody's seriously hurt whatsoever, and got it right what we had hoped for, right around 90 to 100 snaps. I think it was 90, pretty close. And that's what we were shooting for. Anyway, by position, I liked what the quarterbacks did. Overall, smart play, took care of the ball, good throws. And a windy day, it was tough to give the receivers a little bit of a break, just that the ball's getting blown all over on a few occasions. But excited. I thought the running backs did a nice job. Abdul made a nice play downfield, catching the ball. They ran well. Thought defensively, excited to see Parnell Motley make a big competitive catch early in the game with the big interception, and just thought overall our assignments and positioning was really good.
Went okay. I thought the ones, seemed like our position, on the football and what we were trying to at least accomplish today. It was, very generic on both sides of the ball, and we played, basically one front. We played a little bit of our Okie front, but, we tried to keep it, pretty simple and let our guys play. But I still think you can benefit, obviously from those types of atmospheres and situations. And it was good to see Parnell. We need guys to step up and be playmakers for us. I mean, you're not going to survive defensively if you don't have guys that can make plays, and that's been our, developing, the Eric Strikers and Zach Sanchez's, and you have to have players like that.
I thought we had some receivers that played pretty well. Jeff Mead had a really nice day. Michael Jones, I thought, had a really nice day. Mark was pretty good. Had some inconsistencies at time. We missed some throws, which the conditions were, were part of that. Missed a few throws. I thought we got a little bit greedy at time at the quarterback position, trying to make a few too many big plays. But I thought overall it was solid. Felt like we had some more chances to get in the end zone, of course, but we were really, really, really vanilla, which is not an excuse. It was just something we decided to do here on this first day with so many young guys in it. And, I liked how we moved the ball. Thought we could have finished a few more drives.
How much better is the quarterback situation at Oklahoma this year with you and Austin both? You're eligible. He's got a year under his belt. If something should happen to Baker, how much better is the quarterback situation?
I think whichever one of us will be ready to go. Having Bake here, and, a lot of the guys learning from him, myself learning from him. AK's been here. Chris, he's new, he's learning. I think we got a great QB room, and we're all pulling for each other, so it's a fun room.
Offensively, when I was in, didn't play very well. I think everybody else had a good game. I think we ran the ball well. We didn't do it much, but we ran the ball well. Receivers making some plays, still got to go up and high point the ball a lot more. It's just translating it from the practice field into a game situation. We need to do that. Doesn't matter if we do have fans out there for the first time. Need to translate that, and then I think defense played well. I continue to get higher and higher respect for Parnell Motley. I mean, he's making a lot of plays right now. So defense is looking good. Got some young linebackers that are playing well. Defensive line's playing well too.
What about the guys battling for a backup position? How did you analyze that?
Talking about Kyler and Austin?
Yeah.
They're two completely different players. I think you can run two different types of stuff when they're in. Kyler played well. I think he really gave his guys a chance for the ball. Put it in a good spot, and then he's obviously pretty fast, so he's running around making plays. And then Austin played well, I think. Nothing too special, but I think he played well and executed well.
Where do you feel you are as the rotation? There's a lot of guys have a really good chance of getting time. Where do you feel you are in the competition?
Well, Coach Ball, where he switches it up a lot. So, really right now we don't know. He's just doing a good job of getting everybody carries. So
yeah. Have you been focusing on anything in particular to improve this spring?
Maybe I just a little bit more bought in, a little bit more leadership role because people left, so someone's got to step up. So I kind of feel like I'm trying to step into that role. But other than that, no, still working out pretty hard. Drinking shakes, doing things, just trying to put on weight's my biggest focus right now.
What I love about this group is that whether you're a starter, second group or whatnot, everybody is talented and everybody works hard. So whether it doesn't really matter what group you're in, you're going to get the best of each other. So, again, just being the opportunity be on a starting group and get a chance to compete against this O-line and this offense every day it's a blessing, you know, because that's the best offense in the country. So getting to go up against guys like Baker and everyone on the O-line is buying in and doing what they're supposed to do, it's just going to make us that much better. It's going to make us work that harder.
So the Sooners have 5 practices left before spring football's over. They'll be back here for real September 2nd when they open the season against UTEP. Until then, you can check out newsok.com every day and every morning in the Oklahoman for the best OU coverage anyway.